everyone. It is a true privilege to introduce our guest, a brilliant scientist, a dedicated leader, and a man of incredible passion. Shri Majumdar graduated from Jalpaiguri Government Engineering College in 2008 and has since committed 16 years to national service as a DRDO scientist, where he currently holds the rank of ScientistF at DRDO NSTL. Sir was named Scientist of the Year in both 2015 and 2019. As the project director for A Systems, he has delivered major successful systems to the Indian Navy, including IAC MODC, Sahayak NG, and ADC 150. His work directly strengthened our nation's defense capabilities. Shri Majumdar is not just a defense scientist. He is a man of diverse passions, an avid quizzer, birder, and a bibliophile. He is also a committed sportsman, having played in DRDO football tournaments and even serving as the national team coach for DRDO in 2022. Crucially, he gives back to the community by hosting the annual Ahmahamika quiz for school children, a wonderful initiative designed to promote the essential habit of reading among the youth. A leader in science and an inspiring advocate for knowledge. Please help me give a very warm welcome to Shri Sourav. We are privileged to have you with us today, sir. May I now request sir to address the gathering.
Good morning to everyone. Good morning to respected teachers. Good morning to my friend Vasu who is not here. And good morning to all of you young children. I don't know how it happens, but life actually can throw up nice surprises on you. And most of the time, the surprises are worth it anyway. Because I was told that Sri Prakash, I know Sri Prakash does a lot of good things, and it is a progressive school. Being a progressive school, it focuses on many things other than just studies, and which includes character building, which I think is a very important life skill. And you must actually get along with a lot of other things like team building as well as making friends among people. So there are things that Sri Prakash does, and I am very happy to be here for this Green Diwali kind of an initiative. But now I'll come to the surprise part. You know, Mandharam is my favorite plant. So that is the first surprise that I got once I have started to see the plants. And second thing is that I don't know whether, I have not mentioned, I don't know, many of you won't know. Actually, I am one of the foremost orchid growers in Vizag. I do terrace gardening and I only grow orchids most of the time, and it is very difficult to grow orchids in Vizag. Okay. So, I did not know that it would be a function where I could get and share with you some knowledge as to not only take the plant home, but how to actually raise a plant. Raising a plant is like raising a baby. The most important thing about life is love and care. So if you actually give care to something, then you can always get something back from it. And you should understand that any living thing in the world actually understands love, whether it can say it or not. So the first and foremost thing that I will tell all of you is that when you are taking the plant back home, please be prepared to be its guardian in the first place. You must guard it against storms, guard it against many things. And I will come to those points one by one. You should not overlove it. That is also another problem. So, very important thing in life is to know the exact balance and harmony and where to strike it. And you will not get an understanding of it without burning your hands or getting your hands dirty. So, once you start growing one plant, then you will see growing more plants down the line can become very, very easy for you. And you will actually see that nothing can give you happiness beyond seeing a plant flower in the morning when you are not expecting the plant to flower. So taking a plant home is one thing, but if we are to save the planet, we must care for the plant as well, and we have to take care of it in phases. The lady here gave a very good introduction about hibiscus. Hibiscus is not only a plant, but it is actually a cultural motif in the history of India. There is a reason for it. The reason is, unlike many other plants that you see around yourselves, have you seen bougainvillea? Do you know those paper flowers that you see? Like pink, white, many colors. Mostly they don't die easily, so they are now being put on the roads. After Hoodoo, we have actually seen this planting happening. Do you know this plant does not belong to this country? The plant was brought here. The plant was brought by the British, and the British brought it from a place called Bourgogne in France. So from that name has come through. So the thing is, Mandharam is not like that. This plant has not come from beyond the tropics. It was born here in this soil, and it has always been a species which has grown in the Indian subcontinent for a long time. It means something. What does it mean? It means that the plant is habituated to grow in this kind of weather. Okay? It is not that you have to take extra care, give it extra things like put it in AC or some temperature controlled thing, nothing. So all you have to do is to make sure that you understand the fundamental requirements of this plant. Before I get to the point of caring, can you tell me, this flower is used here, it is used in many things, but in a particular kind of puja, you need this red colored version flower. Without that you can't do it. Which goddess? When you have Kali. Actually, Kali Puja, that is Diwali, Kali Puja, this time, no? This is the time where the red mandar is supposed to bloom in the wild, not gardening purposes. But when they are in the wild, they will bloom, and that flower is actually used in the puja. Now, let me tell you certain basic things about how to take care of this plant. The plants that you see mostly from the gardening places or nurseries that we get, they are basically hybrid variants or cultivars. Okay. So it means that these plants have been actually brought up through cuttings or seedlings. But I think for Mandharam it is mostly by propagation, is by cuttings only. Okay. It means that unlike a seed plant in the wild, Mandharam that you get from the nurseries are actually slightly weaker. They are not wild plants. Wild plants can fight diseases. Okay, because they are robust that way. But nursery plants, so they are not that robust. Okay? So first thing, what all do we need? Okay? What does? Anybody can say for the plant what is most important? Like love, as in Mahabharata, if you have read, water is both a life giver and also a life taker when it comes to the plant. If you water it more, then the roots will go. Okay? So, very important that you realize that over-watering or over-loving a plant is going to kill it eventually. Okay? But then, we are human beings. We can make mistakes. So what we must do is to process a guideline as to what all we should do to water plants. No one ever raised a good plant without getting his hands dirty. Okay? The first thing is you must know the soil and the kind of soil that the Mandharam likes. Okay? The brown soil that you get in and around Vizag is good for Mandharam. No issue. Okay? But this brown soil also has the ability to hold much water. Okay? So whenever you water a plant or before you start watering a plant, please make sure that you dip your index finger into the plant base and see whether the soil is loose or it is going inside, or you can feel water on that. If you can feel water on the topsoil, then definitely the water is there in the root. Because the topsoil is the one which is exposed to the environment, so the heat is going to take it out first. So if you find that, don't water. Don't overlove. Overloving will kill, as it did with Dhritarashtra and the Kauravas. Don't overlove. Next, plants have a process for making food. Anyone? Photosynthesis. Very good. What is the process? What does it need for photosynthesis? One by one. Sunlight, one. Next. Right. Next. That is carbon dioxide only. Carbon dioxide from air. Water. Nutrients. Okay. So we will talk one by one. First we will ensure a good house for the plant. Then we will talk about its food. Then we will talk about what happens when it falls ill. Okay. First thing, air ventilation is very important. So don't put it in a place where there is no air. Okay. And another thing, I am very happy to see that you are distributing in this newspaper rolls. What kills a plant 99% of time is a plastic pot. Seems very jerky, no? How many of you have plastic pots at your home? See, so many, right? Did you ever check on the back side whether holes are there or not? There. Do you check regularly whether the holes get clogged or not? Have they stopped or not? Because the soil tends to flow through there. It's like our hearts. It's like the drainage system, right? You get clogged. The plastic will do nothing to stop it. That is point one. Point two, the plastic in the end itself is a chemical composition. Okay? So, it is not advisable that you use plastic pots first. So then what is the solution? You must use earthen pots. Okay? Burnt earth pots are found, those which was very much prevalent during at least our childhood, my childhood, maybe 20, 30 years ago. Nowadays you can still get it in near Hotel Daspalla side, those nurseries are there, BHPB side you can still get it. So that is a very important thing, to get a earthen pot. The reason? The earth breathes. Okay? An earthen pot is not a terracotta pot, by the way. A terracotta pot is a pot which has been burnt and glazed over. Please check whether the pot has got glazing or not. It should not be glazed. It should look bad. Things which look bad eventually survive. If you want, paint it with acrylic colors. Nothing like this. Next is, now we have got the plant. Now, let us suppose you are class 6, 5, 6. Okay, no? So, a normal bed will do, right? What about when you grow, let's say about 20 years old? Then you need a bigger bed, right? Same for plants. They need a bigger house when they grow up. So you need to keep checking and seeing whether the plant height and the pot size, the diameter of the pot is commensurate. Okay? as the plant grows bigger, it needs a bigger and a bigger pot. So you need at some point of time to revisit the pot, take out the soil and then again replant. Done. So now we have made the house. The next question comes is the food. The food, we decided there are three things. One, sunlight. Best thing among mandar things is you want flowers from the plant, right? So, if you want your mandar to flower and flower effervescently, okay, what you need is to keep it in bright sunlight. Okay. Get it to a place where you have bright sunlight, which effectively means in a flat, the outer balcony. Terrace, 100%. Even the rains will be accessible there. So bright sunlight is required for mandar. One. Second thing about the mandar is that it needs watering, but not overwater. Water in the summer time every 2 days, in winter times once a week. Dip your finger as a check to see whether the pot is dry or not. Water accordingly, and give water in small amounts. Okay? If you give in small amounts, you will see that the water will be soaked inside the soil. You should not see the water at this level, at the level of the. It should go inside. If it goes inside, give more. It is as if you are giving water to a smaller kid, whether it is drinking or not. You keep on checking whether it is drinking or not. Done? Right. Now coming to the nutrients. Like everything, they need some sort of nutrient. There are two routes to go on this here. Doing it organic or inorganic. If you want to grow the organic way, there is something known as a bone dust. Bone dust. Okay? If you go to nurseries and ask, they will give you 1 tablespoon of bone dust every 15 days to a 8-inch pot, not this one. 8 inches is the diameter of that pot. Accordingly, you give. And then keep on watering. Your plant is safe. It will be happy. At regular intervals, whether you are seeing new leaves, and at regular intervals, if you are seeing old leaves fall off. The old has to leave, the new has to come. Then only it is healthy. Otherwise, problems. Okay? If the old leaf is not falling off, it means it is taking away the nutrient that is supposed to come to the new leaves. So that time, take out your scissors and cut the old leaves. Okay? Clear? Now, the plant is healthy, you are seeing lots of leaves are coming and all, but then flowers are not coming. So, eventual disappointment. This is where is the difference between who will be a good gardener and who will be not. A good gardener is like God, you know, and God is the greatest thing about creating an idiom like God is patience and hope. There is hope that there will be a day. You know, there is a story from my own life. I watered one plant for 5 years without flowers. Without flowers. And I had a paucity of space. I was told by everybody to throw it up. But every time I thought of throwing it, I looked at it and I found that I can't throw it. I can't do that. At least not with my hands. And 5 years later it has bloomed. So give time. Plants are like individuals. It is not possible for 5 fingers to be same. It is not possible for the boy next to you to be as good as you in something or as bad as you in something else. But they are still your friends. So give everyone time and remember that they will come If not today, tomorrow, someday, down the line, the flower will come. But persistence is a gardener's greatest weapon. You must be persistent in taking care. And I don't know how many of you know Hindi, but yesterday only I was telling someone that जिसको हम luck बोलता है, we say ना something is lucky, you got lucky or something like that. वो बात luck नहीं है. वो क्या है ना? वो आपकी मेहनत का सच्चाई है. आपका मेहनत अगर सच्चा हो, तो स्वयं भगवान आके वहां पे आपको जो चाहिए होता है वो देता है. और आपको वो चीज लक लगता है. Because you don't want to think that either you did a good job or God gave you something, so you call something luck. आपका मेहनत अगर सच्चा हो ना, तो everything will happen. It will happen. Yesterday we had some tournament, no? We got a penalty, it hit the bar and went out. So it happens like that in life. मेहनत सच्चे से करो, एकदम पक्का मैं बोलता हूँ फूल आएंगे. There is no doubt. घर, we got the house, we got a nice plant, we got healthy leaves. Now the question is how to fight diseases. Because diseases are going to come. Correct? Right? Now each of you must be looking into internet and stuff like that. Correct? What did I tell you in the first? That hibiscus in the wild is a robust plant. But hibiscus in your home is a weak plant. Weak means what? Weak means genetically weaker constitution. And what does it leave you with? It leaves you with a possible chance of getting a disease. Now what are the diseases? I will list them. First thing, if you are a good gardener, you will check every day the plant naturally. Please, when you are going on vacation, don't leave your plant and go away. Give it to somebody to water and come back. One point. If you don't want to do that, take a Pepsi bottle or something like that, put a hole, put a diya, that rope is there, the cotton thread is there, and use the capillary effect to drip water. It's called a kind of drip irrigation. If you are seeing the leaves turn yellow, then first alert that the plant is being overwatered. Okay? So what is the necessary action? The action is immediately take the plant out of the pot, change the soil, because you will see the soil mushy. Change the soil, put dry soil, leave it for 2 or 3 days and cut out all the yellow leaves. Okay? After 2 or 3 days, water it little bit, start watering little bit only. Okay? This is a novice's mistake. This is a mistake which happens to 99% of people who buy plants from them. Now next comes to attacks from outside. In Vizag particularly, it is very difficult to grow Mandharam. I guarantee it from my own experience. There is a reason for it. The reason is this weather is very unpredictable. It fluctuates between someday raining, again sunlight, again rain, again. There is no constancy in this weather. It is not tropical weather. Okay, na? So you get attacked by something known as mealybugs. 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 I don't have. Had I known you are giving Mandharam, I would have brought a mealybug and shown you. Be very careful about mealybugs. How you will see them? They will be near the top of the buds or the younger leaves. Okay? And it will be a small white kind of powdery thing that you will see. They will always grow at the top of the new leaves or the new buds. Okay? The indicator for a mealybug is a normal black ant. Those normal black ants which we normally don't kill, right? Because those black ants are harmless chaps, right? They are harmless, but not to Mandharam. What they do is, they are what is known as, they have a parasitic relationship with the mealybug. The mealybug seeks protection from the ant, and this ant actually takes the secretions of the mealybug and makes its winter stock. Okay. So if you see in your Mandharam plant, black ants are coming, first go and check the tubes. Okay. And I'm definitely you will find mealybugs there. Now once mealybug comes, then you had it. Meaning it's a fight which you may or may not win, depends on when you caught this infestation. First thing, prune the branches with mealybug infestation. Okay. But that is not the end of the story. The mealybugs are actually in the soil. Okay. So change the soil. Next, you all use shampoo at home. Yeah. Put the shampoo in make a shampoo solution kind of a thing. Some water you mix. Make sure the bubbles are coming. If you have sprayers, you need a fast jet kind of a thing. Chota sa bhi ho to bhi chalega, but it has to hit the stems at some speed. That Bernoulli speed is required. So if you hit, you will see if you spray those shampoo things, then the mealybugs will slip off. They can't grip the branches. But there is a problem here. Once you do this shampoo spray thing on the plant, it clogs the leaves. That means its photosynthetic rate will come down. Okay? So what you have to do is, you do that. In this shampoo spraying business, you should do only after sundown, at the night. In night, the cycle is reverse photosynthesis. It is not the normal cycle. So that time the plant is actually taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. Okay. So that time, even if the rates are down, it does not matter. Okay. So once you have done the shampoo thing, leave it. Wake up early in the morning and use clean water to spray the leaves, so that they are clogging over. And remember one thing, when we were children, if we had cough and cold, we used to be put in a separate room, so that we don't infect others. So same way, an infectious mealybug has to be treated nicely, gently and isolated. They must not be treated in your garden, because if you treat in your garden, then the bug will fly to the other. That's all. You will keep on chasing the bug will keep on chasing you. So make sure you remove it and keep it in a safe place. Watch it for 14 days. Seems fine. Bring it back. Okay. And after all these things, if you still feel that you are not getting the flowers as you wanted, then there is something known as a DAP, diammonium phosphate solution. Okay. Actually, Mandharam requires something known as a humic acid. It is basically an organic acid kind of a thing, which you will get in this DAP solution. Go to nursery, ask for a DAP. They'll give you a small pouch of black molecules kind of thing, and basically globules kind of thing. Put them in water. Dilute it. Dilute everything that you give to the plant. First mantra. Dilute it. Drop by drop you give them. And guarantee the Mandharam will blossom. Okay. So the story is that until and unless you actually start doing it, you can't learn. And the only learning that stays on with you is the learning which you learn yourself by getting your hands dirty. So be prepared to get your hands dirty. And the basic construct of taking care of a plant is not limited to Mandharam. It is true for everybody. Okay. And another way to make your plants happy is, will you be happy if you are one? If you are the only person in the room? No, no. So like that, never put one plant. When you are putting plants, you always put 3-4 plants together. They also look good, they feel happy. Do you know Jesse Bose? Jagdish Chandra Bose, do you know him? Oh, he was a great scientist of his time. Okay. He was the one who proved, he was actually nominated for the Nobel Prize in Physics multiple times. But eventually did not get it because of some other non-scientific reasons. But J.C. Bose actually is somebody who proved that plants have a voice, that plants have life. Okay. And that he made a kind of machine which actually allowed us to trace certain frequencies in which we felt that the plants are communicating with each other. Okay. So, India has not sustained 5,000 years of invasions of other cultures just by being a country. India is an idea. And the idea of this civilization is in the strength of its roots. So your plant roots and your roots, your institution's roots, your society, your country's roots, unless they are strong enough, you will not be able to fight for what you think is right. And if you can't fight for what you think is right, then at some point of time you will question what am I doing and what is all this worth living about. So I wish you all I know I possibly talk more than, but this is something which is very close to my heart. You must plant the thing today, at any cost. Okay? They cannot be left like this for a week. So go to your parents, eat their brains out, and get the stuff. Okay? I know you are good at it. So thank you very much. I find it a great opportunity to always come to Sri Prakash. I find Vasu always doing something good for his kids and thinking about something. See, a roadside tree is there. We plant so many trees. You know, I don't know whether you might be knowing, in the Himachalam hills, we actually throw seed balls actually, from helicopters. The Navy does it every 6 months, just to keep these hills green. And for that, proper scientific research is done to understand what kind of plant will grow on those hills without any care. But when you have guardians already, when you are the guardians, why to choose plants which have to grow without care? And many people do plant trees nowadays, but they do it as a fashion. Okay? अरे आज प्लांट ले लिया लगा लिया आज देने को है दे दिया. See, nothing in life is a photo op, okay? Be very, very careful. Like nothing in life is like it just आज कर दिया तो हो गया. So you have to protect the plant also. You have to maintain it. You have to be its mother, father, and protecting guardian on his journey to growth. It is as good as your own kids or your younger siblings. Okay? So thank you very much. Thank you to all the teachers and to your honorable director to have found out the time and chosen me to come. I did not know about the event, but then you see, luck is like that. So thank you very much.
Good morning everyone, and it is always a great pleasure to be back at Sri Prakash, and I am very, very honored to be here today at their Pedrupti campus for their Green Diwali celebration. And I have always believed that Sri Prakash has got the right progressive ideals which are very much required in today's world, where children face a lot of distractions and diversifying challenges when it comes to a holistic education towards the growth of their character. And it has always been a great pleasure to interact with the young minds at Sri Prakash, whom I find not only being brought up in line as a good student, but also as a good student of life. So my many congratulations to their director as well as their staff and their teachers, that they are doing a very very important job, and a job which is very important towards actual character building of the future citizens of this nation. So Jai Bharat and Jai Hind.